Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 81 of Ayodhya Kanda. In the previous chapters, we saw Bharata had completed the funeral rites of his father Dasharatha, and then in the royal assembly, he announced that he do not want to accept the throne, and instead he would like to bring back Rama. And he also ordered the artisans and other people to construct a royal highway so that he can take the army, and with full military honors he wanted to bring back Rama in a royal way. Yet a little of the enchanting night still remained when the birds began to praise the prince. 3 hours before the sunrise, the great drums were struck with golden sticks, while conches were blown, and the sound of countless musical instruments was heard. Usually, this was a practice that is to be done for the king. Earlier, these bards and other musicians they were playing this as something more auspicious for the sake of king. Earlier, they were doing it for Dasharatha, and then they were set to do the same thing for Rama. But now, since Dasharatha is gone and Rama had gone into his exile, now the only one who is expected to be the future king is Bharata. So they continued this practice to do it for the sake of Bharata. However, for Bharata, the whole thing is like a pierce in his heart because he is never ready to accept the throne. The music filling the heavens increased the grief of Prince Bharata, who commanded it to cease, saying, I am not the king. Then addressing Prince Shatrughna, he said, Hear, O brother, how unfitting are the praises now sung at the instance of Queen Kaikeyi. She has done us a great wrong. The king has departed to the regions of the gods and left me desolate. The future and the kingdom trembling in uncertainty resembles a ship without a pilot drifting on the ocean. My father is dead, and my mother, abandoning the path of virtue, has sent Sri Rama into exile. The women of the palace, hearing the great prince lamenting, began to weep loud, pitifully. At this time, the great and illustrious sage Vasista, versed in the science of government, appeared in the assembly hall, which was decorated with wrought gold encrusted with gems. Attended by his followers, the spiritual preceptor of the royal dynasty entered the council chamber as Indra enters the celestial hall named Sudharma. Seated on a golden throne which was covered with an excellent carpet with a swastika design, Sri Vasista said to the messengers, Go speedily and summon the learned Brahmins, the counselors, the warriors, and the leaders of the army. Matter of great importance await them. Bring also the royal princes together with their secretaries and ministers, Yudhajita and Sumantra. Thus, it is the responsibility of the chief priest, it is the responsibility of the learned people, Brahmins. Here, the chief priest in Bharata is completely different from how they were treated like in the West. The chief priest is it is the responsibility of the chief priest, who is also called as Kulapurohita. It is their Kula Guru. It is their responsibility to ensure that the dynasty will not going to suffer and the country will not going to suffer. And they want them need to make sure, spending themselves out of all the sentiments, they need to make sure that the kingdom will going to have a proper heat, and till then they are not supposed to retire. A great tumult now arose from those invited who approached in chariots and on horses and elephants. The councillors, seeing Prince Bharata drawing near, were gladdened by his sight as though King Dasharatha himself had entered the assembly. Presence of Bharata added to the splendor of the court so that it appeared as when King Dasharatha was present, or as the clear waters of the ocean are enhanced by whales, alligators, shells, and golden sand. Thus ended chapter 81 of Ayodhya Kanda in Ramayana, in which we saw Vasista ordered all the people, including the princes Bharata and Shatrughna, to arrive at the royal assembly, which would allow them to take a right decision in order to, for the sake of their kingdom. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmir Puravasini, Swamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.